Apple has multiple great stock apps on their devices. They have great UIs, they're easy to use, and you don't have to think too much when using the app. You kind of just do what you gotta do. Apple has website versions of some of their apps, and so the real question is, how do they compare to the real deal? Because you give it 2 seconds of thought and you tell yourself, for a company that's so hyper-focused on getting you to buy their devices, why would they make the web app version as good as the real deal? That's a terrible move. So you know what? Let's compare. Okay, so we're going to have the standard app on the left and the web app on the right. So starting off with Apple Music, I'm noticing a couple of differences on this landing page, but most of it looks extremely similar. Like some things are a one-to-one copy. You've got top picks, recently played, and then fans like, and everything is in its exact order, how it should be on both places. So I'm actually kind of impressed, Apple. Good job. But like I said, I'm noticing a couple of differences. So the first thing I'm noticing is this top bar here on the web app. It's supposed to resemble the Now Playing bar in the macOS Music app and iTunes. And I think it looks fine. It's a tried and true design. What I find a little weird about that though is if you reduce the size of the web app, you now get the same sort of iPadOS and iOS type Now Playing bar at the bottom. Like, I didn't know that you could switch from old iTunes to new iOS 17 music app like that. Anyway, what other differences are there? Home versus Listen Now. So in the iOS and iPadOS 17.4 beta, they changed the Listen Now tab to the Home tab, which I think is a great improvement, but they haven't updated that on the beta version of Apple Music Web. And as you can see, I am on the beta version. Let's see, anything else? The search button is a search bar in the web app. Fine, whatever. So you can't really edit too much in the sidebar for the library section in the Apple Music web app. In the main app, you've got downloaded, compilations, composers, genres, TV and movies, music videos. You got all those sections, but on the web app, you just don't, even though you can play music videos in the web app. Wait, can you? Oh, wait, hold on. No, not available on the web. Okay, that's why. Okay, guess we'll hop into an album. Alright, so the main app is obviously faster because it's a dedicated app instead of running through a website, but the website wasn't too slow either. Of course, the design's slightly different. You can't download anything. The play and shuffle buttons are highlighted pink instead of gray. And, okay. So instead of songs being separated by a line, they're separated by making each alternating song highlighted in a different shade of gray. That's really clean. Anyway, let's play a song. Okay. So I'm screen recording on my iPad right now, and if I try to play this same song in the standard music app, it's not going to play, because Apple Music songs are DRM protected, but that protection doesn't exist on the web? Huh. Okay, fine, let's open up the full screen view. Okay, that is almost like a one-to-one copy. Of course, there are finer details that will differ between the two apps, but the core idea of it is basically spot on. So I guess the difference here is no dedicated AirPlay button, but that's fine since you can just do it from Control Center. The bar at the top on the standard app is a chevron arrow on the web app. Next to the artist, the album shows on the web app, which I actually think should come to the standard app, and the backgrounds are different. I prefer the background on the main app, but hey, it is what it is. You're getting a background. And what I actually found to be pretty contradictory to what Apple's trying to aim for, when you go out of the lyrics view, the background on the web app continues to animate, whereas on the main app, the background goes to a static image. and only when you go back into the lyrics view does it start to animate and flow around again. Why? Why? And I actually noticed the other day, if I play a song with beat-by-beat lyrics, but look at that. Okay, well, stop it. Stop playing. Why isn't it stopping? Okay, there. But I just don't get it. That is a top feature that you would want to leave out of the web app to entice people to use your main app on your main devices. Similarly, I would have expected Apple to remove their full-screen animated artworks while playing a song on Android, but they didn't. Let's see, are there a couple other things missing here? Oh, there's shared playlists too. Okay. I've noticed that Dolby Atmos and lossless are missing. Fine. And of course, we already know that you can't play music videos here. But other than that, this is a solid web app. I'd assume that Apple's aim for this web app was not solely to get people to buy Apple devices, but rather to just give the user a good experience, which is, well, I really appreciate it. That's a very rare Apple W in terms of web apps. So, slight issue, I can't record the Apple TV Plus section on my iPad, but I can show the web app. So of course the iPad app is more full-fledged because it has all the other channels other than Apple TV Plus. Like you can access ABC from there, you can access Disney Plus, Max, stuff like that. But if we're looking at just Apple TV Plus specifically, this is a one-to-one copy of the iPad app as well. Like everything is perfectly in its place, exactly where it's supposed to be. And so I think the goal here, similarly to the music app, is not to make it a bad experience on purpose to entice people to get Apple devices, but the sole focus here is just making a good experience on the web. And so I guess the only thing else to do is play something. Obviously I can't show much here, but I mean, it works and everything. Oh yeah, this is also a one-to-one copy of iPadOS. Even these buttons here for subtitles, audio, full screen, the slider, it's basically a copy. That's really all I can say. I guess the only things you're missing out on here are like Dolby Atmos or multi-channel and I guess reduce loud sounds and some of the other HomePod features where you can enhance dialogue, stuff like that. But overall, this is like a 9.5 out of 10. So the next thing I'll try out is FaceTime. So I'm going to create a link and I will send it. Oh God, wow. That is some horrendous lag. Like I have an internet connection that's like 500 megabits per second. So there should be like no lag at all. And the fact that it's hiccuping like right here, that hiccup for like 3 seconds straight. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, precisely. And you don't get much functionality here. Front ultra wide camera, back camera. At least you can change the camera. It's like the bare minimum. You can go full screen. Yeah, this is not good at all. It's an all right experience on the iPad that I initiated the FaceTime call from, but on this, no, this is just bad. You're much better off with something like Zoom, Teams, Google Meet. Not this. This is clearly a move to get you to buy an iPhone because they could have definitely made this experience so much better. If Google Meet, Zoom work fine on the web, that's every reason for this to be able to as well. And it just doesn't. These damn hiccups. Oh my God. Oh, and then you also can't forget, someone with an Apple device needs to initiate the call. If you've got an Android or Windows device, you can't initiate a FaceTime, you can only join one. Terrible experience. Okay, now let's move to the iCloud suite of apps. Starting off with reminders. It's okay, but I have some complaints. First of all, let's create a test reminder. Okay. I find it kind of funny how they just added the ability to set a due date for a reminder 6 months ago. How? How did it take that long? Okay, here's one complaint. You can't set the priority of a reminder on the web. So what I usually resort to doing is that. But then I'll have to delete that and add the priority on my phone. So it's like, why bother? Well, here's another complaint. By any chance, do you want to delete a reminder? Well, you're out of luck. Your only options are to check it off or leave it there to rot. Another thing, you can't set a reminder to repeat. Oh, and another thing, if I want to move a reminder from one list to another, I can't do that. Another thing, there's no today, scheduled, all assigned to me sections like there are in the standard reminders apps. And finally, this just pisses me off. If I want to check this reminder that already is a repeating reminder, I click it, and bam. Unable to complete reminder. This is a repeating reminder. I know that. Complete repeating reminders using reminders for iOS, iPadOS, and macOS. So basically, get an Apple product. This app is just barely enough to get by. It's not even funny. So for the sake of time, I'm not going to go over all the iCloud apps, but I'll go through a couple more. Okay, the Notes app is basically just good enough for typing stuff out, and really nothing more. Maybe you can add like a checkbox, change the style, add a table, and that's basically it. You can't even create a new folder. This time, it actually may not even be enough to get by. Now, the Photos app, on the other hand, is a different story. So I've got an album open here. It's basically just the same tree photographed every single month. But it's not half bad. You can view live photos just like that. You've got your standard functions here: share, favorite, get info, delete. You can even download it, select download options. You can add it to an album. It's pretty much exactly what you need it to be, because you shouldn't really be doing more in a web photos app. This is mainly just to serve as a photo viewer, and I think that's all you really need. I'm actually surprised that they even included new memories in this web app. So that was basically it. That was a very interesting experience. So thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe, and also comment down below what you thought of this video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye!